Go on and put your name in clove water and you see how your enemies will disappear. Those troubling you will be put to shame. This is the time to target your prayers rightly. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you are new here for the first time, you are so welcome. My name is Pamela. So here on this channel, I share spiritual tips. I also share messages that will help you greatly to make your prayers to be answered faster. Spiritual tips that will make things to start working for you perfectly, just like a magic. If you love spiritual tips, go on and subscribe. Turn on the bell so that whenever I upload videos, you get notified and come and watch. You have to apply your faith in this. Faith is highly needed. Like I always say, without faith, you cannot do it. Okay, so you applying your faith, inviting power of God into it, you see it working just like a magic. So all you have to do is just to get clove, arrange your prayer points, get your name and a piece of paper and a pen, and do this the way I'm going to show you. You see it working. This is especially for those people that are being tormented. You are passing through so many things, like people are following you, strange things happening around you, monitoring spirits. Just go on and do it and see how things will change greatly. So here is a clove. Okay, here is a clove. Clove is known for its enemy destroying effects. Okay, spiritually, it gets rid of evil around you. It also brings blessings. When it gets rid of negative energies around you, what will be left is positivity. Good things will start coming your way. By the grace of God, if you do it rightly, you see it working. If you always experience attack, especially at night or anytime, try this particular one with prayers. Okay, with prayers, like I always say, you have to invite power of God no matter what you are doing. Because this is nothing without the power of God. This is nothing without your faith. So invite the power of God for it to work massively. You still have to get a bowl. You have to place water in the bowl. So you just have to get a bowl, then transfer some quantity of water. A clean water, of course. Okay, it's not as if you will drink it, but it's very important to use clean water. So any water of your choice, it can be tap water, it can be rainwater, it can be river water. Just get water, place it in the bowl. Then you have to speak into this water. First, tell God Almighty to have mercy upon you, that you're a sinner. That you promise not to go back to your former ways again. That you should forgive your iniquity so that this will work. Then you start inviting the power of God. Tell God Almighty that you cannot do this alone. That you need the power of God to flow in, to charge this and make it work powerfully. You have to get a piece of paper. Okay, just any size of paper. You write your name. If you are doing it for somebody, write the person's name. Very simple. Write your name, for example, Pamela. Just write Pamela boldly. Only your name. Just like this. Okay? So there are some videos I will say, write your prayer point, like just one line. What you want. The purpose you are doing this for. Write it. But this particular one, only your name, boldly. Then after doing so, you have to get clove. Just a pinch of it goes a long way. As you're adding clove, you have to also be speaking, praying to God Almighty that as you're adding clove, you want any evil the enemies plan upon you to be visited upon them. Any kind of evil they plan upon you, against you, let it be visited upon them in tenfolds. Pray with your heart. Pray seriously and believe that your prayers are going to be answered. Don't pray with doubt. Don't pray and start having, doubt in your mind. No. Pray as if God is listening to you as you are praying. As if you are making a communication. Tell God Almighty that you cannot do without Him. That you want Him to change your story. Anyone troubling you, they will never have peace. Whosoever that has taken your name to any place, they will never have peace. Pray and pray. You know what you want. You know how they are tormenting you. You know the afflictions they are passing through. If you are praying for somebody, let that person to tell you what he or she is passing through. Or if you know it already, go on and start saying it. Write the person's name, not your name. Then you start praying one more time. Leave that name, leave the piece of paper into that water like this. You can see it's floating. That is how it's going to be. Leave it in that water for as many days as you want. Even if you leave it for 24 hours only, is also going to be very effective. But make sure that as you are doing this, you are praying. As you are soaking it, you are praying. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what to do after this. You can get a bigger bowl, increase the quantity of cloves. Just pray and believe that God Almighty is going to change your story. God Almighty is going to visit the camp of your enemies and put them to shame. If you want a dangerous prayer, please get Psalm 35. Read Psalm 35 as you are doing this. And as you do it, you have to be moving your name like this. Be moving your name. Whosoever that takes my name to any evil place, the person will never have peace. Any evil thing, the mission for going there, any of their mission for going there will never succeed. It will go back to them. Pray from your heart and believe that God Almighty will hear you and answer you. So after soaking it for as many days as you want, you have to remove that name, your paper. Okay? Just trash it out. Okay? Trash it out. You don't need it. Then this particular water, transfer it into your bath water. If it's a bigger bowl, you made this of, just use it to rub on your body, like have your bath with it. When you are doing spiritual cleansing like this, you don't need to be on your period. You don't need to meet with your partner sexually. And do not make use of sponge or soap when you are using this to have your bath. Only this is what you have to use. You can decide to just have your bath thoroughly with the way you have your bath normally, with your soap and sponge. Before trying this, you rinse out with ordinary water, then you have to use this to have your bath. Do not rinse it out. Okay, so you can decide to pat dry or not. This works amazingly. If you do this for as many days as you want, you see it working. So if you want to divide this water to use it for some days, you can go on and do it. What you have to do after soaking it, remove the paper. You store this water in a bottle or a jar. Okay, then anytime you want to have your bath, transfer some quantity. Do this for as many days. You can do it for 3 days. You can do it for 7 days. With prayers, of course. As you're having your bath, you have to be praying, telling God Almighty to do this for you. That you know what you want. You know what you prayed for. By the grace of God, anything you desire will start working after this. God Almighty will elevate you and your enemies will be put to shame. So go on and place your name into clove water and see what will happen to your enemies. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe, share this video to everyone. Remain blessed as always. I will see you in my next video. Go on and say these 5 words before you step out of your house. Any day, you will see things changing greatly. This is going to make people to celebrate you. People will gather for good reason in your life. Okay? It will help you greatly. If you want to also include some spiritual work, you can do so. But this particular one works even without any spiritual work. Remember that spiritual work or not, prayer is everything.